Hello, everybody. So, recently I made a video, which I'll link in the description, where I talked about Dylan Mulvaney being cast in Six, the musical on Broadway. By the way, I'm sick as I'm recording this, so if I sound off, that's why. But here's the thing. I made that video mainly just because I feel like everybody's talking about that right now. More so just to share my opinion on a popular talking subject, rather than because I care so much about Six, the musical. Because as I said in that video, I don't really like that musical. What I am a big fan of, though, is Sonic the Hedgehog. And recently, the Sonic fandom was greeted with some news relating to the next Sonic movie, which is going to be Sonic 4. Although I heard some speculation that it might be called Sonic CD. Either way, the fourth live-action Sonic movie. Now, the third Sonic movie had a mid-credits scene that showed the introduction of Amy Rose, who is a popular character in the Sonic fandom. Oh, look, a player named Sonic. That's funny. Amy Rose is a popular character from Sonic. She was originally introduced in the Sega CD game Sonic CD alongside Metal Sonic. So she's one of the oldest Sonic characters. Now here's the thing, I don't really care for Amy as a character, and it's not her fault. You know, she fell into that trope that a lot of girl characters, especially from older media, fall into, where it's basically just like, hey, it's the main character, but girl. It's Sonic, but pink, and her entire that's so scary. Her entire point was just to, like, be in love with him. So that was how she was introduced to the world. So, you know, her being kind of boring isn't her fault. I think there are far more interesting girl characters in the Sonic universe. I understand why people like her. Nonetheless, I'm excited for Sonic 4, and ergo, I'm interested in any news relating to it. So they finally announced the official voice cast for Amy. They found their Amy, they found who is going to be voicing Amy Rose, and it's Kristen Bell. Now, if you don't know who Kristen Bell is, I think she's probably most known for being like the main character in The Good Place and also voicing Anna in Frozen. Now, I don't like Kristen Bell as a person. She runs this like podcast with her awful husband where they like overshare about their kids. There's a whole D'Angelo Wallace video about that situation, which I will share in the description as well, if you want to know more what I'm talking about. But I don't like her as a person, but that's not the problem I hold with this. My issue is I don't think she's a super fitting character for the specific characterization they seem to be going for Amy. Now, granted, I only watched like a couple episodes of The Good Place, and the only other thing I've seen her in is Frozen. I don't know the full extent of her range. However, based on that, I'm not sure she fits the kind of like badass vibes they're going for with Amy in the movies. I think if they were going more akin to like her original Sega CD introduction characterization, or even if they were going more like the IDW route, where she's kind of just like a normal person, kind of a leader, but not like too big of a personality either way, I think that would work better. However, based on the mid-credits scene, they show Amy to be this like mysterious badass, and nothing about that really screams Kristen Bell to me, personally. And it feels more like they just found a popular name to voice her rather than necessarily this was the best fit for Amy. Now, they obviously have not shied away from casting popular names for the Sonic movies. I mean, you have Idris Elba playing Knuckles, and then Sonic 3, they had fucking Keanu Reeves as Shadow, and that's of course also not to mention Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. But I feel like in all those cases, they did good jobs. Like, I think Keanu Reeves was a great Shadow. I think Dr. Robotnik, the Jim Carrey Dr. Robotnik has been very entertaining. Idris Elba is perfect for Knuckles. And because of those casting choices, it does give me hope that maybe my judgment will be wrong, and maybe she'll do an amazing job. I would love to be proven wrong about this. Like, genuinely. I want so badly to be wrong about it and for her to do an amazing job and for it to make Sonic 4 just all that much better. However, I have my doubts. What in the fuck? Why is there, like, Five Nights at Freddy's shit here? Oh my god, wait, is this a Five Nights at Freddy's inspired map? Is that why it's an office and why there's doors? You're kidding. But yeah, anyways, I just kind of wanted to share my skepticism regarding Kristen Bell as Amy Rose. Again, I'd love to be proven wrong. I would love for her to do an amazing job. I also want to hear your thoughts. You know, do you think Kristen Bell will be a good Amy? Are you like me and you have second thoughts about it? Is there a different actor you would have rather seen cast as Amy? I do genuinely want to know people's thoughts, because I find this to be very interesting. If you enjoyed this video, then, you know, like the video, subscribe, and turn on the bell if you want to be notified whenever I upload. I upload fairly regularly. That's all. I'll see you whenever I see you again. Bye-bye.